There's something about that, I almost wonder if what has happened changes like in the actual music industry where maybe record labels aren't getting the kind of numbers that they used to get in physical sales. So they're trying to figure out like, where does the money come from? How do we monetize the streaming more? Like, where do we ultimately stay in business? That I wonder if they're afraid to not be perfect. Like, I wonder if like they feel like they can't have a band that comes off like super vulnerable and shows the seams because, oh fuck, what if that was our only chance to do that and we can't break this band again? So instead, you go the route of making it seamless and perfect and delivered with a bow on it.
Safe.
And you go with a safer route. Like, I wonder if that's like a larger issue with not being able to take risks with artists and let the artist take the risks once you've got them. If that makes sense.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like that's also kind of a possibly, if that is a thing that is happening, which there's a good chance.
We'll throw it out there as like a loose theory.
A loose theory.
A factor. At least a significant one.
I feel like that could be part of the reason why maybe rock music is having rock music in quotes is guitar music has been having a decline, because a lot of guitar driven rock bands aren't allowed to have like the ego or the presence or the rawness that they need to really present their product right. So you have all of this guitar driven music that gets released and it all just seems like, like what is this? And then they turn over and they see like Post Malone just being like loud and wild and goofy because like, he's a rapper, so he's allowed to do these sort of goofy things, like, and people gravitate towards that. I feel like all these like rap, like a lot of mainstream rappers are a lot more aesthetically rock and roll than even like rock bands are nowadays.
You mean like an attitude almost?
An attitude and presentation to like people that, to like them like on a mainstream level. Because like you mentioned before, you'd think kids are gravitating more towards like lyrics and versus music, right? And I think that's definitely the case for like a 12, 13, 14-year-old kid. Like, oh, what looks cool and what can I relate to lyrically? And I think that's why there's a lot of hip hop and rap at the top right now, because they're able, I mean, hell, fucking half of them are 13 or 14 years old, it seems.
Very young when
they're all like 17-year-old kids and they're covered in fucking tattoos. So, okay, that's awesome. I'm 14 years old. There's a kid covered in tattoos. I want to be like that. And it just happens to be some little trap rapper of the week, And the rock bands, it's like no kids are playing guitar anymore. It's like, so it doesn't seem like it, So all the rock that's represented, like if you look at the billboards, the only rock bands that are in there are like, oh, Metallica, Guns N' Roses, that shit that my parents listen to. Maybe Linkin Park, you might see come up every now and then, So it's like, I want something that I can identify with. And I don't feel like many 14-year-old kids now can identify with James Hetfield or Axl Rose.
Well, I think what's weird, and I don't really...
Yeah.
Well, I don't have like a good breakdown of like who is in the demo, but for, in our world, this year's been, bands like 21 Pilots and Imagine Dragons and Sir Sly and AWOL Nation and like kind of these bands that are mixing those textures up and trying to have them coexist with the library. But the bands that we're playing that are like rock bands now are all like Godsmack and Disturbed and 3 Days Grace that are all bringing this new music. It's exactly what I expect from them. We're not like breaking the wheel, but I don't know if a young person who listens to 21 Pilots or Imagine Dragons hears that new Disturbed and goes, yes, this is my people. Like, this is it. I don't know if they do that or not, or if it's people who might be older who remember going to that particular X Fest, and that's a moment in time, and I'm always going to be here for that. I have no idea, like, where to put all of them.
I think that you're getting to something that we were talking about before we got here. We were just for the heck of it. We're like, maybe we should do a little research, and we pulled
brush up, so we're not going in blind.
Yeah. We pulled up the Billboard mainstream charts, and other than 21 Pilots, and then there was something else I couldn't remember. Ghost. It was all Ghost. It was all old bands that had new songs. Like that I would consider personally has been kind of things. Like they must be still selling records because like that's why they're there. Like obviously, so I can't say that they must have some relevancy. But to me, like I was so surprised that all these people not only were still putting out records, but that they were all on the charts. Like I was just amazed.